Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and I will now start creating Simulink and Matlab videos. And today on our first video I want us to discuss if else logic diagram in Simulink. Let me first of all explain, then we will create this from scratch. This, as you can see here, I have three ports. This one is the first port, second port, and third port. You can see it is highlighted. What happens? This port is called control port. It is called control port. This one is called a control. This one is the control port here. This one here that checks the condition here. If the condition here is met, this one is a constant. Assuming here for now the constant is 0, it checks this 0 with respect to the switch here. You set a value. I'm using maybe a 4. Then there are three ways to check this value. One is greater or equals to 0. Let me use the first one for now, greater than or equal to. This means it checks whether the control port 0 here is it greater than 4. If it is yes, it executes the first condition here. If it is no, else it executes the second condition. Right now, my first condition is 1. My second condition is maybe a 2. Okay. Then I'm using greater than or equal to 4. Let me now use 0, a constant value of 0. 0 is not greater or equal to 4. Therefore, it will display second condition. If you run, you get a 2 because 0 is not greater or equal to 4. If I use 5 here, 5, we know 5 is greater or equal to 4. Therefore, to execute first condition here, I get a 1. That's how you use if-else logic. Let's now create ours from scratch. Okay, let me now delete this like that. You go to library. On a Simulink here, the commonly used blocks, I need a constant. I'm going to use a constant to define our values there. Go back to library. We can go to the signal routing to take a switch. Right click, add block to the model, the switch. Lastly, we need a sync to take a display. Add block to model like that. Then here is where we're going to display our value. This is our switch here. If you want the name to be seen of the switch, just go to format, block name on to display the name. For me, I don't like the names because I know most of these blocks. You can copy by RB. You right button, mouse button, you press, or you can always copy. You can use copy here. We have a copy and paste. Oops, sorry, and paste here like that. Okay. These are the now. Remember the switch has 3 ports. You can now expand like that. We have the first port that you connect to the first value here. This our control port. As we discussed, it checks between this constant. This is the value here to the control port. This one is for the else. This one here is for the, we say this one is the condition. This one is if first the first maybe first action, else else second, or like let me say else action. Okay, assume we have 1. Let me use 10 to be my first action, 20 my second action. I want to compare values. If I get a 1, I get 10. If I get a 0 here, I get 20. Therefore, I want to use greater or equal to maybe 1. If I get 1, I get a 10. If I get 0 here, I get 20. If I run this, I'm getting 10 because 1 is equal to 1. If you change this to 0, you run, I'm getting 20 because now I'm using else action. That's how you create if else logic diagram. Let's meet in our next video.